Love, peace, and light. Christina Ariel here. Yeah. I just wanted to bring this quick word, real quick. Just had something to say real quick. Hopefully it won't take that long. Listen. I was sitting here and I was thinking about the 7 metals of alchemy and the process thereof, and how you transmute yourself from unworthy to worthy. You can determine what that means to you. That's not what I'm here for. I'm trying to help someone or just drop a little bit of information. Y'all need to research everything you hear and get a deeper understanding. Well, so we just had a waxing moon. So for me, it was a very auspicious occasion. It was very important for me. That's all I'll say on that. All the initiates are passing their tests and getting their graduation gifts and whatnot, so on and so forth. Well, okay, so 7 metals of alchemy. Basically, all it's talking about is coming out of a negative form of something and getting into a positive form of something. So when the scripture talks about the 7 deadly sins, but that's not what they call them. I believe it's in Proverbs, and they're called the acts that the Most High abhors, which means hates. That's what they claim it means. I don't know. I would have to get an old dictionary and do some deep sea diving, but I'm not doing that this time of night. I just got off work and it ain't gonna happen, Captain. So I may do it later just to get a little deeper understanding of the epiphany or the downloads or the uploads that I'm getting. So an incubus and a succubus. An incubus and a succubus is a female and or a male sex energy, or what we lovingly call demons. So they're considered a negative form of energy because they are a parasite. So basically they're spiritual parasites and they feed off their hosts. So what happens is succubuses and incubuses cannot produce. They just can't produce. If you watch them, they can't produce. So what happens is they suckle from their intended victim. So usually a divine creature in some way, or a creature that was meant to be divine, and maybe they're not quite stepping into their divinity. Oh shoot, look at the moon. The moon is doing some funky shit right now. I don't know what that's about, but okay. Some funky stuff, excuse me. But wow. This phone, man, I wish this phone was better so you could catch it. That's crazy, man. It's doing some real funky stuff right now. But anywho, so what was I saying? So they can't, they're not fertile. They can't produce anything. So what they do is they suckle from people like divine, like pre-emperors, pre-empresses. Okay. So what they do is they strategically place themselves near people. These things can feed off of people for years. Honestly, they can feed off people for years. You may be in a situation where you can tell when you're around one because shit just don't work right for you. It just won't go right for you. And they tend to bring like the bad luck schlep rock cloud with them wherever they go. Like they tend to be negative Nancy's and Nicholases. So because they cannot produce on their own, they need to use the host to absorb their energy and take from them. So they take their energy so that they can in turn maybe produce a little something, and it never lasts long and it runs right through their fingers. It's like water. It's like, you ever known people that could never keep money? Like they chase it, they chase it, they chase it relentlessly, but they can't hold on to it. Now, the easiest way, these are sex demons, because sex magic is the strongest fucking magic, and it's the hardest magic to friggin' break free from, depending on who you are. You got to be determined as hell to break yourself free of some sex magic, because it's personal, right? It's up close and personal. We degrade ourselves by disrespecting ourselves and giving ourselves to any and everybody so freely and so willy-nilly. Like, you don't even know that chick, bruh. Ma, you don't even know him, and you giving it up so easy. Like, the yoni is the most sacred part of the woman's body. Your yoni is a whole nother entity in and of itself. Your yoni is your fertile ground of which you build all things wonderful and divine. You can't be giving that up to any Joe schmuck off the street. You just cannot. Especially when you're a divine feminine. It is so important you don't downplay yourself, and you don't treat yourself like a garbage can. You understand what I'm saying? Now, these incubuses and succubuses, they feed off people. So because they have you as a food source, they keep tabs on you. Be it with tarot, runes, they're really good at divination. I'm telling you, they are fire with the divination. They will know when you have a divine counterpart coming in your surroundings, or you have started talking to someone that makes it different, and they will come and show up at your door because they got to put that sex magic on you. You understand what I'm saying? And people are going to think I'm playing, I'm joking around. Let's just say this is story time. Let's just do this as a story time. Take from it what you will. Okay? So now, what I find, they like people stupid. So they like to most of them like to play in magic. So people that participate in sex magic and orgies and threesomes and all this shit, you have no idea what you're doing. Why do you think this is supposedly the favorite magic of Hollyweird? Let me explain to you what happens. Okay. So they send their mark in to get at somebody that they're trying to compromise. And when I say compromise, just think of it as, so when you get that fly new pair of jeans, right? They're just the right amount of blue that you need. Most people don't want to dry those jeans. They don't even wash them in hot water. They wash them in cold water. Then they let them bad boys drip dry, right? On the rack. Well, just think of this. If somebody put a cap of bleach in your water while you were washing your clothes, so your deep blue, beautiful blue jeans that you just are in love with, the color that they are, just got ruined a little bit though. They didn't get totally ruined. They just got ruined a little bit because they put the cap of bleach in the water, right? So it took a little bit of the color out of it. It faded your jeans just a little bit, right? Thereby weakening the color. I want you to think about what I'm saying to you, okay? It weakened the color. So it weakened the potency of the color, right? Only in real life, it weakens, or it takes down a bit of your protection, which is your aura. Your aura acts as a divine protection for all your bodies, right? Okay? So, the first time you sleep with an entity, it washes you down. It fades that protection just a little bit. It like glitches. It puts glitches in your protection, if you will, in the protection around your body, your electromagnetic field, right? So once they sleep with you once, they already know in order to get you where they want you, it has to be a regular thing, right? So they got to sleep with you a couple of times. So and if you were like, they get to know you, they watch you, they watch little minute reactions of your face when you see things and when you talk and all these things. I'm very leery of people like this because they're always plotting. I've never known them not to. Like, I've never known people that pay that much of fucking attention to you not be plotting on you. Okay? Now, I'm telling you this because I know what I'm talking about. I just experienced some shit in real life. Like, my life used to be, I used to be blindly in bliss, okay? Like, I have a family. One side of the family is into the spiritual stuff. I didn't know that's what it was because it was just commonplace. It wasn't strange to us to see people doing Reiki. It wasn't strange to us to see people doing tarot. But as a little child, understand what I'm saying? I didn't understand that's like, I didn't have the jargon for it. I just thought, oh, that's my aunt does that, or my cousin does this, and do. No big deal. You know what I mean? I'm so glad I grew up in the family I grew up in. But anywho, so these people are attached to you at all times, watching, waiting, and plotting, because they, like I said, they can't produce. They're not fertile. They can't sow any seeds. They can't create any seeds. They have to steal and take. Do you understand me? So even if they have money in the bank account, 9 times out of 10, they stole that shit from somebody else. I guarantee you. Okay? So when you are more difficult to compromise, they create chaos. They just need to invoke any kind of emotion from you. So even if you're saying, no, I don't want to have sex with you, whatever, and you're not fasting, which fasting is like the bomb.com. If you fast, you can kick their ass every single time. But don't get it twisted. These mofos, if they feel like they're going to lose and they're going to lose their meal ticket, they will hurt you. They will physically hurt you if they can. So don't sleep on them. And these are just spirits. We're talking about spirits, energy. They're energy, okay? They're energy that can be in anybody. They can be in your mother. They can be in your father. They can be your sister, brother, your greedy grandma, okay? They don't much care. They don't discriminate. Trust me. And if you don't have an eye, the knowledge, and the understanding, if you can't pay attention, you can't catch the cues, or you don't see the calling cards, you'll never see it. You will never, ever see it. You'll think something's strange. Never, ever second guess yourself, because if you felt that shit, if you felt it in your shanana, okay? If you felt that somewhere deep down, that's what it is. Don't second guess it. Get out of there. Get out of there. You heard me? Don't play with these things, okay? Unless you're like me, then you're hard-headed. These things used to chase me when I was a kid just because I could see it. You know what I mean? So it was just like, I was afraid then because I didn't have an understanding. But when you become an apex predator, you think of shit a little bit different. the playing ground gets a little more even. And then it's just a war of the wit. Y'all be safe. This should be the season of fasting and learning what herbs work best with your body. Learn what season your body is in now. Just because we're going into spring or going into summer or going into a certain season doesn't mean that's a season of your body, because these things can look at you and tell exactly how to get into your auric field, and wreak havoc. Ask me how I know. Okay, anywho, y'all. Blessings of the Most High. Love, peace, and light. Y'all stay protected. Stay suited and booted out there. Namaste.